blue of the western sky comes
Runway DFW.
Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW, in color. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
Well, good afternoon, wherever in the world you may be. It's Saturday, March 11th, 2023, and you are watching Runway DFW. My name is Walt, your fly guy, your plane pal, your aviation amigo, your man with a camera, and all that other stuff. And we're here on a Saturday afternoon, March 11th. Did I say that already? I'm confused already. We will be here with you through the afternoon. We are coming on just a bit early to catch the arrival of Qantas flight. What is that flight number? Wherever it is, it's coming in from Melbourne. It's a 787-9. It should be here in just a minute or two, so hang on and hang out with us here at Runway DFW. Alrighty then, we've established the date. We've got multicam working today. My chair is blowing. So we've got plenty of things to show you. We've got 4 cameras going, at least for the time being, including, of course, let's see here, the return of the Runway DFW remote truck. So for what more could you ask? Our first arrival of the afternoon is a little Embraer 175 coming in from, I couldn't see where on the screen, but I'll let you know in a minute. It's an American Eagle flight. We'll see a lot of American and American Eagle flights as the afternoon goes on this windy Saturday afternoon. Right behind this is the flight from Melbourne. So that was American Eagle 3701 coming in from Grand Junction, Colorado. That you see there is American Flight 777, which is an A321 going to Las Vegas. But next we will bring you the arrival of the Qantas flight from Melbourne. This particular route was launched just in December. I believe it's a thrice weekly flight from Melbourne. You can hear we got a bit of wind today. And again, this is why we're coming to you a little bit early. So here it is, after a 15-hour and 15-minute flight from down under. From down under to up top. So that is the reason we came to you early today. Now we've got a second or two to say hi to everybody. If I get my mouse to work. Ken G says, hello. Michelle RS, one of our great mods, says, hi everyone. NJB gives us a bunch of emoji, which I believe are positive. Smiling face with sunglasses, heart, and thumbs up. East Texas Aviation says absolutely beautiful. Kiwi Whispers ASMR says, good day, Walt. Glad the rain is holding off. Let's hope the sprinklers don't spontaneously come alive. Well, we'll be ready for that if that occurs. Afsan Ibtisam says, I am from Mahbubur Rahman account. I changed into my full name. Okay. Glad to have you here. Jacob Harvey says, Cargo Lux 50-year livery coming in around 6:15 if you'll still be hanging out. I plan to, unless, you know, fate intercedes. DFW Aviation says, hello, good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing? Beve says, oh, hello to the guys in the truck and gals. We got lots of people in the truck. They don't get the recognition they deserve, do they? And so, let's see what we got here. Got a plane coming in. Now again, if you're new to Runway DFW, first, welcome. Second, you will see a lot of American and American Eagle planes because they control about 85% of the traffic here. There's that Qantas plane in the background, still taxiing to its gate. What you just saw there was American Flight 928, 737-800, which just arrived from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I'm searching for some power for my phone, which monitors all the flights. Sometimes cords just don't work. So I'm going to get out my special red cord to power up the phone. That's what happens when you start a little early. You don't have the luxury to check every single thing. Okay, now that's powered up. Okay, we're good to go now. The FBI says hi. Always good to have our law enforcement personnel with us. Bill Caldum checks in from Arkansas. DFW Aviation says, great day for plane spotting, and I would like to acknowledge a kind contribution from our friend Michelle RS. You saw it there on the screen. We do it in an automated way, so I don't miss anything. Our friend Epic Toast, hello from Kona, Hawaii. Epic Toast Man. He is a fellow streamer here at DFW Airport, and he is on his spring break. And I should turn. You can just Just heard me turning on the air traffic control. So Epic Toastman, why don't you at the beach or collecting shells or snorkeling or something like that? I guess it's still the morning time there in Hawaii. Let's bring you some more airplane activities here. This is American Flight 942. This is going to Albuquerque. It's an Airbus A321. We just saw a plane come in from Albuquerque. That's where I'm getting confused a little bit. I'm adjusting the drag on my tripod. So I was listening with interest this morning. I say listening because I didn't get to see too much of it. Jerry with Big Jet TV has left his home in London and is in Los Angeles today, and I think tomorrow also. And he was broadcasting today from Kevin's platform from Airline Videos Live atop the H Hotel. Regrettably, Jerry didn't have very good weather for his the Freeview portion of his broadcast. Very misty and foggy and low visibility, but it's just always so interesting to hear someone else's take on a familiar place. I mean, if you watch Airline Videos Live a lot, you are familiar with how Kevin runs his show, and it's just an entirely different thing when someone else is broadcasting from the same exact place. Jerry of Big Jet TV has a lot of technical knowledge. He'll look at a plane, he can tell you what kind of engine it has and what the thrust is and all that kind of stuff. You will not be getting that information from me, and I don't think Kevin professes to have that same level of technical knowledge, but it was interesting nonetheless, and I was glad to see that Kevin and Jerry have established a rapport, and it makes me kind of look forward to if Kevin gets a chance to go over to London with his AVL on the fly setup. There you see the North Radar Tower with the American flag blowing in the wind. I am going to tell you now what the wind condition is. We've got 18-mile-an-hour winds coming out of the south-southwest at the moment. So it's a bit of a breeze, as indicated by that gigantic flag. The airport says it's 77 degrees and overcast, according to their official data. My novice meteorological inclination is that it's partly cloudy or partly sunny. And at our location at DFW Founders Plaza, it's 84 degrees. So quite a pleasant mid-February. Are we still in February? No, we're in March. Mid-March day here at the big airport. We have another Embraer 175 American Eagle flight coming in. This is from Lubbock, Texas. It's an Embraer. Did I say it's an Embraer 175? Yeah. It's flight 3564. That's what I hadn't told you. I think it was the last time we were here, was talking about the changeover from American Eagle is ending its partnership with Mesa Airlines to contract with flights for it, and establishing a relationship with Air Wisconsin, which had been flying regional flights for United Airlines. So apparently Air Wisconsin has started, or is about to start, flights for American Eagle. But I don't know that any of them are coming here initially. They'll be mostly in the Midwest, as far as I can tell. There is our broadcast position. We're under a canopy, so we've got some nice shade for the afternoon. Of course, a reminder for everybody, at least those of you here in the U.S., we are switching from standard time to daylight time in the early morning hours of Sunday. So don't forget set your clocks, at least any clocks you still have that have to be manually adjusted. Set them forward, of course, unless you're in one of those states like Hawaii or Arizona that don't subscribe to the time change. You just stay on the same time all year long. Okay, let's see what else we've got for you here as we wait for our next aircraft. Ellie French, good evening, dearest Walt, and good evening all.
And American 2591, would you hold short of 18 left, ready to go in sequence? Turn down to land, clear for takeoff, 18 left, American 2591.
Trying to go back and catch up on anything I might have missed. AP says, good afternoon, folks. Great warm day for spotting. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I found a spot to park in. I got here a little earlier than I normally do, just to make sure, and the space I wanted was open and ready to go. Beve, one of our mods, says, are you at Founders Plaza or question mark? Or is she she's talking to somebody else. She was talking to Brooks Wee, who's at the airport right now. Our friend Raina Taylor says, Walt, I'm going to, I think she meant to say, bring you something at the end of this month when Kevin and Rudy are there for their stream. You guys are all going to remember me forever when I bring them to you all. Well, that's something to look forward to. Raina's been on vacation. A spring break of some sort, I guess, in the Caribbean, so we're glad to hear from her. I thought I saw earlier that she was back, and I think I missed that message. But anyway, hope you had a great trip. Austin Swafford says, hey, Walt, I can't wait for Kevin and Rudy to be there at DFW Founders Plaza. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel the same exact way. Alaska Airlines Flight 414, a Boeing 737-900 MAX, coming in from Seattle. That camera seems to have gone out of focus. FBI says any 747s coming in. Well, we should have some cargo action for you later this afternoon. So yes, the answer is yes there. But in the meantime, I do believe now that I've got our camera all set up here. Make sure I've got it here. had an Atlas Air come in just a bit ago. And I'm looking for it now on our... Okay, I think I've got it here. So what we're going to do is switch over to our stream without the clock. And we will play this back for you. It's less than a minute, I think. This is Atlas Air coming in from... Now I can't remember where it was coming in from. But this is a recording from just before we went on the air. Yeah, I didn't have that on my agenda for today. So there you go, at least one 747 on a pre-recorded basis. James Horn says, just curious, what do you use to announce the flight's landing? I'm assuming you mean what data source as opposed to what microphone. But, and again, that was a recording of from earlier today. So now we'll go off of that. We'll go back to live. And what I use to figure out what's coming in, what's coming and going is called Flight Radar 24. You can find it. They have apps. You can go to flightradar24.com. We can even give you a look at it here. And that's kind of what we look at. And you can see the yellow specks on the map are the planes that are coming and going. And the information right next to the plane tells us what the flight is and what kind of plane it is and where it's coming from or where it's going to. So that is what we use to figure out what's happening. It's called Flight Radar 24, very handy. There are several apps that can do that in various ways, but again, that's the one that we've settled in on. Our next arrival is American Eagle Flight 9898 from Salt Lake City. It is a CRJ 701ER. It left almost 2 hours ago, an hour and 54 minutes. And we'll be seeing it shortly coming out of the northern skies here. There is a wide look at a part of DFW Founders Plaza. Somebody's got an easy chair with an umbrella. Some people have the hatchback open in their vehicles and are sitting in the shade there. And again, we're lucky enough to be in the shade here under a fixed canopy at the airport. And you can probably hear the wind. And I'm hoping that the camera that is providing this picture doesn't blow down. I've got it I've got it affixed to a 5-pound weight. I might have to add another weight. So there's the flight from Salt Lake. So I guess, well, look, it's 4 minutes after we were supposed to start. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Runway DFW. Runway DFW, live from DFW International Airport, the second busiest airport in the whole wide world. I'm Walt, and we'll be here pretty much all afternoon with some interesting aircraft and some probably even more interesting chat with you guys. So stick around with us for the rest of the afternoon if you can, or as much of it as you can on Runway DFW. Coming into view is American Airlines Flight 2207. It's an Airbus A321. That's going to be jetting off to Cancun in Mexico. It's one of the most traveled to destinations from here. Certainly, probably the most traveled to international destination from here, as far as passengers go. I believe the last I looked, LAX remains the number one overall destination from Dallas-Fort Worth.
Contact departure 2207.
Kiwi whispers ASMR with the question, Walt, will you be present in streaming during Kevin and Rudy's visit? I'd love to come say hi to everyone. And I will be here. I have that time off from my regular job, and the tentative plan is for me to broadcast ahead of their broadcast. They will probably start up around midday or late morning. At least on Tuesday and Thursday is when they're planning to broadcast that. The last I heard from Kevin, they were going to fire things up after they get in and settled. On Monday, and that's the last week of the month. I don't have the date in front of me.
On have land clear for takeoff. 18 left, make it 2635.
So yes, we'll be out here, and so you'll get lots of DFW coverage that week. And I'd be happy to say hello to you if you'd be kind enough to come and visit. That's American Flight 2635 off to the left coast. It's an Airbus A321 headed to Ontario. And not Ontario, Canada, Ontario, California. So it's off. Let's see if we can catch this flight coming in from El Paso, Texas. It's an Airbus A320. Flight 13... I want to say 1365. The reason I'm a little tentative sometimes is because I'm going to glance over to the screen where all the information is. I'm going to try to capture this teeny tiny plane here. Doesn't need a lot of room to take off. That was a Pilatus PC-12/47. It's on its way to Sherman, Texas, which is up by the border of Mexico. There is SkyWest Airlines operating on behalf of, well, usually operating on behalf of American Eagle. It doesn't say that here. Flight 4936, it's going to parts unknown, Mitsubishi 701, CRJ 701 ER.
240-2597, speaking 915 today.
David Palfreyman. Hi everyone from Dorset, England. Always happy to have our English cousins checking in. Larry Brown is in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Afternoon all. Howdy to you, Larry. Raina is quantifying what she's got for us. 2 very special pictures to bring to Kevin and Rudy when they come to DFW. Well, I'm sure that Kevin has a special goodie bag for you as well, Raina. I think he said when I was listening to Kevin on, was it Thursday, that he's increasing the number of goodie bags he's bringing to Dallas-Fort Worth because he ran out the first time. And I think he doubled his order for this go-round, but maybe he's getting even more. I know he's got a special sticker for the DFW towers. And if you're so inclined, you can also get yourself some merch from airline videos, including their DFW shirt. I've got one of those. This is American Airlines flight something or other coming in from Eagle, Colorado. And I say something or other because, again, I couldn't glance over and get the flight number, but for those of you who are keeping score, I will have that for you in a moment. That's flight 882. A minibus, Airbus A319. The conditions today are sunny with some high clouds. See if we can illustrate that for you. Sunny with some high clouds. Again, it's 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which is very pleasant for a mid-March. I guess there's a lot of St. Patrick's Day parades going on in the area today, or at least a couple. I know we haven't quite reached March 17th yet, but some are celebrating just a bit early. So, happy St. Patrick's Day. I debated whether I should bring out our green motif. We did a St. Patrick's Day show last year. I think it was on St. Patrick's Day. In fact, it was a double header. We did a broadcast in the morning and we did one at lunchtime because I was working that day, and I thought, well, I'll just hang out at the airport and do a little extra. At this moment, we are waiting for an Airbus A321. It'll be American Airlines Flight 1601 from Cancun in Mexico. Austin says, Walt, tell Kevin to save me some stickers, please. Last I saw him, he didn't have any stickers. Please have him save me some stickers, please. Thank you. Well, Austin, all I can tell you is Kevin is very considerate of his fans, and I hope, but I hope you can get here, you know, before his final day, if possible. He's coming prepared. Here's the flight from Cancun.
One at left, final flight, Mike 2350.
Coming in behind that will be American Flight 2357 from Denver. It'll be an Airbus A321. Coming into your screen there is American Flight 2350. 737-800. That is on its way to Mexico City. And in the background you see the East Tower of DFW Airport.
Takeoff 1 left on of Byron, Mike 2350.
But we can just can't really make out the skyline of Dallas today. Still a little too murky as far as the visibility goes. So as this flight goes out to Mexico City, incoming will be the flight from Denver. So flight from Denver landing on 18 right, the one to Mexico City taking off on 18 left. Mr. Centilliman 69 just subscribed to Runway DFW. That's such a coincidence because Mr. Centilliman 68 was just subscribing. So now we have both of you. So as you can see, we've got people out just hanging out on the grass, having a little picnic, or watching the planes. Dogwood 67 says, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. Everything good here. Where did I see him? Chuck Tulsma, who says, I'm bringing a case of iced down Topo Chico for you, Kevin and Rudy. Hooray. Chuck, I thought I heard your name mentioned on Jerry's stream this morning, Big Jet TV. I was only watching, I was only listening at the time, but and I thought he kind of mispronounced your name, but I was pretty sure he was talking about you. From San Diego, California. It's an Airbus A321, American Flight 1765. Touching down, you can see the visibility tends to get a little hazy as the planes approach the end of the runway. I think it'll get a little better as the afternoon goes on. What do we have to look forward to? Well, at 2:30, about 45 minutes from now or less, we should see Finnair Flight 19 arriving from Helsinki. That'll be an A350-900. And about 5 minutes later, an A350-1000 in the form of Qatar Flight 729 from Doha. And then a little bit later, at 2:43, at least tentatively, it'll be American Flight 60, a 787-9 from Tokyo Narita. So lots of international action happening in the next hour of Runway DFW. We express our thanks to Blue Stem, Illinois Prairie, a $20 super chat. He says, Runway DFW and our host Walt is among the best and shines on its own. Nobody else is needed to elevate your show, Walt. Keep up the great shows. Well, I'm happy to have Kevin and Rudy coming on in. Obviously, they are pretty much the gold standard in airport broadcasting, along with Jerry of Big Jet TV.
American 1741.
And as I've said a lot, I have learned a lot from Kevin just by observing him. In fact, it's very helpful to watch his behind the scenes sometimes because I get some sort of an idea of his flow and how he works and how he does things and how he orchestrates everything. It's very helpful. And of course, I was very observational when he was here at DFW last October. Kevin was. So I'm very thankful to him for kind of setting the pace for airport broadcasting. And I'm happy to, in my small way, to make things a little, give it a little variety. So we've got a couple non-American flights here. We've got Frontier Flight 2707. Where'd it go? It's hiding. It's got Jack the Rabbit on the tail. Let's see if we can get a good shot of Jack the Rabbit. And at the same time, we've got Delta Flight 738 coming in from Los Angeles. It'll be an Airbus A320. So we'll get a view of Jack, and then we'll zoom out for the Delta arrival. Levitated there for a second before the pilot decided, let's bring it on down. Where'd that plane go? Is that it? Oh, there it is. Because our jingle singers want to chime in.
Have a great day.
Oops, that was wrong. Sorry. Yes, that was a 1998 vintage Airbus A320. As we pan over gently to catch the departure of the Frontier flight with Jack the Rabbit.
Cross 18 left, back to ground on 0.85, level 647. Departure CS 27.
That there's the tail end of American Flight 1456 to Salt Lake City. It's an Airbus A321. You're seeing about, what, 2/3 of it, 3/4 of it? You're saying, Walt, why don't you pan your camera over? Well, it's that camera 2, is kind of in a fixed position. That's it there.
That'll be Part 1, let's take off American 14.
And that flight was arriving from San Antonio, Texas, flight 1957, American Airlines. Our very experienced moderator Gerard is in the house. A big hello, and as always, a great pleasure to see you all here again at Runway DFW. Thank you, Gerard, and your cohorts who moderate this thing.
Hear me. RNF to be parked, clear for takeoff. At 18 left, line up away, American 2440.
Let's see, Steve Rogers has some information about, or a question about incredible video. What camera are you using? Well, we're actually using
I'll be leaving tomorrow.
4 cameras today. Our primary camera, which, let me zero in on, oh, there goes my chair.
RNF to Larry, clear for takeoff, and then 18 left, American 2440.
Our primary daytime camera is that is a Panasonic HC-VX870. Then we've got another Panasonic camera. This is a lower level camera, kind of a consumer. Well, they're all kind of consumer cameras, but this one is a $225 camera, their lowest end model. This is a Pixel 3 XL smartphone, and then that, not the best camera. That's a it's actually a Walmart brand USB camera. So we've got 4 cameras. 3 of which you can see in this shot. So there you go. Karen Munson says, hi and good afternoon, Walton viewers. And we welcome, I can't make out what that says. RW Jazz is our newest subscriber. Thank you, RW. Aviation Emily says, still can't wait for the DFW collab with airline videos. Well, you know, I don't know that there's going to be too much collaboration since Kevin this time is bringing Rudy with him. So we will have plenty of commentary from the very experienced Rudy. but I'll be here to help out. I'll make the coffee runs, and Chuck's going to bring the Topo Chico, and so.
Do you want us to taxi back, or could I shut down the engine and stay here with you? We're going to shut down the engine.
And there you go. A young man is exploring new territory with his green electric car. My hope for his parents or guardians is that I hope that thing doesn't run out of batteries when it's way out in the middle of that field. But he's got it going on. They're ready for him to turn around. And we're showing you this, of course, because there's no airplanes taking off or landing, so that happens occasionally. If we tilt up a little bit, we'll be able to bring you Delta flight coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul. There it is. It's coming in on the east side of the airport, and we'll occasionally poke our camera over there to watch the planes glide in, especially if there's nothing happening over here. But it's pretty far away over there. So we don't have anything coming in until Delta flight from Atlanta, flight 815, Airbus A321 gets here, and that's going to be in 4 minutes. And that's also going to be on the other side of the airport. So we got some time to kill. Aviation. Emily says, "Oh, look, a mini car. My sister loves riding on a mini car." Well, it looks at least like this young man is coming back towards the parking lot here. Larry Brown notes that it's a toy Porsche, even has the red brake shoes. Michelle RS says, I hear the grackles asking where Kevin is, LOL. He'll be here soon enough. So we are waiting, patiently waiting for our next plane to arrive. Here we are seated at our desk. I'll reach over and get a sip of rapidly warming iced coffee.
Exactly.
Ronald Alexander Flores Cantarero says, hello friends, and hello to you, Ronald. Happy to have you with us on Runway DFW. And he says, hello, Runway DFW back.
Shoot on a 319 going to Los Angeles. Shit at me nose in the back on the Airbus.
Here comes our Porsche driving young man right in front of our camera position. He's got it going on. He's got the sunglasses, the Porsche.
I mean, it is.
So a little diversion for us as we wait for our next aircraft to line up. There is an aircraft. It is a private jet of some manner. It is not on the radar. Apparently doesn't have clearance yet to take off. I can't quite make out its N number there on the number 2 engine. Epic Toastman says, if you ever get to tour the airport like you did the tower, maybe put a GoPro with a solar-powered charger near the runway so you can get exclusive views like a 6th cam. Well, I mean, theoretically, I could hike out to the field out where that young man was just driving around his green Porsche and plunk a camera down there and transmit the signal back here to Runway DFW World Headquarters to get kind of overhead views of planes coming in, but I wouldn't have any security there. You know, it'd just be a camera on a tripod and somebody could come and grab it, and I don't know. So right now our remote camera, the one that we're using, is just a few feet away from me, but it's not connected by wires. Will C says, bro, I'm so tired to where I fell asleep at work. Oh, no. Well, I hope you're not at work now. And there are people who say this broadcast will put them to sleep, so. Finally, we have a plane on approach. It's American Eagle Flight 3004. It is a CRJ 701ER, and it is coming to us from Gunnison, Colorado. About a minute away, so we'll finally get to see a plane. Aside from this one, that's not going anywhere. And we can't tell you what it is. There is another plane pulling up next to it, American Eagle Flight 5767. It's going to El Paso. It's a CRJ 900ER. It's bigger than that one, not terribly bigger. Another Toddler here, doing a little plane spotting. I think he's amused. Got a pooch over there. Fun times today at DFW Founders Plaza. Really couldn't pick a much nicer day. I don't, my only complaint today would be the wind, and that's a pretty minor complaint. We'll have a larger aircraft for you to see momentarily. It will be American Airlines Flight 826 from Phoenix, an Airbus A321. Coming up right here. Run to the Charger YT says, I'm the boy in the black hoodie. Well, looking around.
So, American Airlines does a lot of flights.
I do not see you, but if you see me, I acknowledge your presence.
We can literally bring back.
You picked a very good day to hang out with us at DFW Airport. So now comes, now our camera decides not to focus, it's American Airlines 826. It's an Airbus A321, and this one is arriving from, where did I say? Phoenix.
Cross 18 left, 18 right, Charlie to Grant, local 647, thanks for the help. Whiskey Hotel, American 1965. 18 left, where you need about 2 minutes. Short 18 left, American 1965.
1104, ready for departure, 185.
Some more activity on the flight line here.
Runway 18 left, United away, United 1104.
It's American Flight 1965. That's an Airbus A321 going to Phoenix. And on the left there is United Flight 1104, 737-800. And that one is headed to Denver. As the wind definitely is picking up now. Our scanner just blew over. I anticipate my chair will be blowing over momentarily. Trying to wedge my scanner in so it'll stay upright and continue to bring us aviation conversation. Whoa. I let go of the handle of my tripod, and the wind just kind of whipped it around. To go put a safety weight on my camera 3 here in a moment. So hang on. What I'm going to do now is go behind me and way down that camera that you will see there on top of the car. You can see the wind blowing. So I'll put on a little music, and we'll be right back on Runway DFW. Come on, music.
American 1965, we're ready to go in sequence.
Well, while I was doing that, we missed the American Airlines flight incoming from Frankfurt. I guess I should have looked first. See if we can get the tail end of it here. That's it there. Heading on over to Terminal D. Phil Tovey says, good evening, Runway DFW. Hope you're well today from Warwick and Warwickshire, UK. We see you quite often, Phil. Thank you. And I just love when photographers see a plane or see a lens pointed in their direction and they stand right in front of it. Should I? No, should I? Should I? There, that probably won't be the last time I use the ear horn today. Well, here comes another Dreamliner.
18 left, land for American 19.
This is American Flight 1825, arriving from Los Angeles.
Okay, clear to land, runway 18 right, caption, traffic on 634.
Our next arrival.
18 left at Whiskey Lima at .85 American 1825.
Next arrival is going to be an international flight from Monterey, Viva Aerobus Flight 684, an A320 Neo. And in the meantime, we have this going out. It's Flight 1965, American Airlines to Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome to everybody to Runway DFW. If you're just joining us, glad you could come on in on this Saturday afternoon in North Texas. If you're a long-time regular of Runway DFW, thank you for coming back. If you're new, welcome aboard. Happy to have you.
RNF to Lair, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 1965.
So Flight 1965 gets the green light.
Line up to wait 18 left for American 249 Romeo.
As Viva Aerobus approaches. So I think we have enough time to watch this take off. We'll swing around and get the colorful flight from Mexico. That one is off, and here comes the Viva Aerobus.
American 1965,
say that was coming from Monterey? I hope I did. Kevin Corteliu is our newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Thank you, Kevin. New subscribers always welcome.
American 249, Romeo. Good day.
And Runway DFW subscription is free. All you gotta do is click that button.
Contact ground 1 to 1.85 on I-3684.
Meanwhile, back at runway 18 left, here's that plane we saw, what was it? That seems like 15 minutes ago now. It's just been kind of sitting there, that private jet. Still can't read the N number on the engine there. Looks like the last two letters are AC. Oh, here comes a special livery. This is the Medal of Honor livery that we see quite regularly here.
Down at 1670, there's the one you're right.
There's another one of those levitational landings. That was American Flight 2195, an Airbus A321 from San Diego, California. A-Bomb is here. Happy Saturday to everyone in the Runway DFW Nation. Glad to have you here, A-Bomb. And Karen Monson wonders who's in that biz jet. Hello, Paul Atwell. Thank you for being our newest subscriber. Yeah, there's that business jet. We've been keeping an eye on it. It's fallen off the radar, apparently. Here comes a little Airbus A319 from Silao in Mexico. This little guy gets around. He must have the extended batteries in that thing. Pardon me?
What channel do you?
It's a Runway DFW on YouTube. There's the logo there, so you can know what to look for. Here comes American Flight 1670 from Albuquerque. I hope we don't get blown away. See if we can get this plane in the sky overhead. See the contrail there. Can you see what's on the bottom there? I can't read it.
This is probably the prettiest plane airplane.
about as far up as my tripod can tilt. Well, we've got a treat for you here. It's Finnair Flight 19 coming in from Helsinki. It's an Airbus A350-900. Love that livery.
Average 9791 visual on the right. Right, clear to land, Average 97. Average 9791, we're going to hangar 3 to the right.
Who doesn't love the Finnair livery, huh? Hey, Flugelschaft, good evening from Berlin. Always happy to see a fellow plane spotter here with us. Julian DePoop is a fan of that landing, the big A350. Where did that plane go? Hello there, Jonathan Young. Thanks for subscribing to Runway DFW. If my information is correct, we should be seeing a flight from Doha fairly soon. It's about 5 minutes away. The Qatar flight, that'll be an A350-1000. Next up is another flight from Los Angeles. This one, Spirit Airlines Flight 868, an Airbus A320. Seen in the news earlier this week that the government, or as we say here in Texas, the government, is planning to challenge the planned merger between Spirit and JetBlue, saying it would reduce competition, which of course it would. So I'm guessing it's going to be a little while longer before we have to see how that all unfolds. Of course, the government has let a lot of mergers go through in recent years that have reduced competition. So we'll see what happens with that. Swing around now for the arrival of American Flight 9791. I believe this will be arriving from Calgary in Canada. It's an Airbus A319.
On the visual, 1A right. Clear to land, 1A right, American A350.
Spirit plane you just saw go through your screen there is on its way to Los Angeles, an Airbus A320 flight 628.
American 9791.
No.
Coming in is American flight 2786 from Kansas City,
American 9791, thanks.
which you see there on your screen, if you're looking at it.
No. You're very close.
I'm very surprised that our satellite dishes are holding up this afternoon in all this wind. They have a tendency to flop over when it gets too windy,
Hold short 1 left, next 176.
but I think we've got a solid signal so far. Travel the Caribbean 2009 says, Walt, the plane that was far up earlier, you said you couldn't see. It was in fact a Delta plane. It's said Dakota and had the widget on the bottom. Yeah, the plane we saw the contrail for, I couldn't look up on Flight Radar 24 at that moment. That there is American Flight 871, the Airbus A321, touching down from a trip that originated in Los Angeles 2 hours and 19 minutes ago. Some fellow plane spotters. They might have the big Qatar flight in their sights. Not quite yet. It's still a couple planes away. What we have coming at us now is American Flight 2367 from Santa Ana, California.
No departure, American 473, have a good one.
Steve Ed 3 joins us as our newest subscriber as this plane lands. Thank you, Steve Ed 3. Well, that bright yellow Spirit plane is getting ready to take off for Los Angeles. That's an A320 Neo.
Runway 18 left, 9 out clearance, Spirit wing 628. West side, American 23. I'm sorry, east side, American 23. 23. Echo Alpha, hold short land, that's American 23. American 1304, 1 air right. Third line, 1 air right, American 1304.
to John Henry. New subscriber, Runway DFW. Thank you to John. From Minneapolis, St. Paul comes this 737-800 American Flight 2593. And we should now be getting close to that flight from the Middle East. Just checking in here. Unless, of course, it lands on the other side. Oh, here goes that plane we were wondering about earlier. That private jet that had been waiting at the top end of runway 18 left for what seems like 30 or 45 minutes. And did that ever show up on our... Well, it's a Bombardier Challenger 350. That little plane was. Do not have a destination for that one.
Line up for weight 18 left, American 1873.
A second.
B Park, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 1873.
So that was American Flight 584 going to Tucson, Arizona. There was a young man behind me just a moment ago who was asking me something. I kind of put him off for a second. Now he disappeared. I hope you can understand that if you do come out here and say hello, which I'm happy to have you guys say hello, sometimes I can't immediately acknowledge you, and so I beg your indulgence and patience. That, I believe, was American Flight 1873 off to Wichita, Kansas. And now we have entered a period of... Well, there is one plane over there.
Side 144.
It's an American Eagle Flight 5879 to Midland, Texas. SCRJ 900 ER. I've lost track of that Qatar plane. Did it land? Sometimes they come in on the east side, but usually I catch sight of them. I'm not seeing it on the radar anywhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it did come in. It came in. It snuck in on us. I believe last week it came in right behind the Qantas jet. But right now we're looking down towards the end of Terminal D. See if we can get a glimpse of the big A300 or A350 1000. There it is. No, that's one that's parked. There's another one down there somewhere. I'm seeing it on the radar, and I'm not seeing it with my eyes. That's about 1.5 miles to that part of the world from where we are. Well, the A350 is coming up a taxiway. Is that it there? Oh, there it is. Okay. You might have seen it and said, well, there it is, but I couldn't see it. Anyway, that came in from Doha just a couple minutes ago over on the east side of the airport. Just about to complete its 15-hour and 22-minute flight. And Qatar has a couple of flights to Doha every day from here. And in fact, in an article I was reading this week from, I think it was called Airport World magazine. Is that right? Yes, airportworld.com. If you can go look it up. There was an article this week with was authored by Joe Bates, and he did an interview with Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport's Executive Vice President of Global Strategy and Development, John Ackerman. So it was a very interesting and wide-ranging article about the airport and everything that has been going on. And Ackerman was saying how the airport was very proud that it, even during the height of the